How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another week here at The Potato, and I hope you're all doing very well. So, if you were to name a popular 90s daytime teen show, Saved by the Bell would probably be one of the first shows that comes to mind. Running from 1989 to 1993 on NBC, the show was very popular and is still talked about and syndicated to this very day. Well, due to its popularity, it was bound to inspire some knockoffs. That being said, today we're going to learn about the dangers of smoking from an episode of California Dreams.
So real quick to those who aren't familiar, California Dreams ran on NBC Saturday mornings from 1992 to 1996. The show deals with a lot of the topics that you would expect a show like Saved by the Bell would deal with. The only major difference being, while the gang in Saved by the Bell had a band called Zack Attack, it wasn't a main focus of the series. In this show, the title California Dreams is actually the name of the band that all these friends play in, and typically every episode ends with them playing a cheesy song. Alright, so the gang is going to the beach, and this character named Sly walks into Jake's garage to show off his new metal detector. 'Cause who doesn't love finding old bottle caps, right? Seriously, if you've ever known someone to find anything valuable with a metal detector, please let me know. Alright, we need to talk about Jake for a second. Because depending on the kind of episode it is, Jake can get anywhere between 1 and 3 of these reactions per episode. What can I say, guys? He's just too damn cool. Jeesh. Can you imagine how annoying it would get if these pre-recorded track audience reactions were a part of real life? Anyway, Jake can't go bottle cap hunting, because he's busy working on his motorcycle for the bike show. And now his cool Uncle Frank, who taught him everything about being cool, and looks like a poor knockoff of Andrew Dice Clay, stops by to help him. Jake is thrilled, and when cool Uncle Frank lights up a cigarette, Jake decides to follow along, and gets addicted faster than a fart circulating in a fan factory. After putting out his cigarette in an ashtray, which is only seen in this one episode, each of his friends talk about how disgusting cigarettes are.
Jake, what were you doing with the cigarette?
You mean that cigarette you just saw him puff on as he walked in through the door? Gee, I don't know.
I don't know. Smoking?
His girlfriend Lorena later stops by to see him while he puffs away on his lung darts. Lorena, who must think Jake is illiterate, decides to read the warning on the side of the pack.
Surgeon General's warning. Smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy.
Yeah, you heard that correctly. Regardless that Jake, being a male, doesn't need to worry about getting pregnant, the idea of pregnancy complications due to smoking and using a laugh track in this moment just seems a little bit out of place to me. He then promises to quit after he's done fixing up the bike. The next day, Jake seems pumped because he thinks his bike has a chance at winning the show. After still being disgusted that he tastes like an ashtray, Jake now says he'll quit after the show.
I don't believe it. You can't stop.
Realize I can stop anytime I want.
The gang then tries the tough love approach and makes a stand, telling Jake that they won't hang out with him if he keeps smoking.
Yeah, and as long as you smoke, we don't want to rehearse with you anymore.
That's right.
Or hang out with you anymore.
That's right.
Or kiss you anymore.
That's really her call, not mine.
Let it be noted that Tony is willing to kiss Jake. He then tries to hide his addiction with Tic Tacs and spraying himself with enough cologne to kill a small animal, but the group sees through it. Finally, admitting he needs help, the gang tries different ways to get him to quit. First, they read him a pamphlet and show him a 10-second video of a bad lung. Yeah, nice guys. That should do the trick.
How do you feel now?
Pretty upset. So upset that I need to smoke.
Yeah, guys, you just dropped a combined 30 seconds of some serious knowledge on him between the pamphlet and the video. That should be enough to stop anybody's addiction. The gang then tries locking him in their rehearsal space, making him quit cold turkey. But this just makes him rage like a child whose parents banned him from playing Fortnite. And Jesus, you came within inches of hitting Lorena square in the face with your tantrum fists and turning this into an episode about being both physically abusive and an addict. Can we just have one crisis at a time, please? Jake's addiction just has the best of him, and he tells them he's just not ready to quit yet. Jake wins first place at the bike show, but Uncle Frank has some bad news.
Hey, look, I woke up this morning and I coughed up a little blood. Yeah, I got a little freaked out myself, so I went to see a doctor. Took some stupid x-rays and said it looks like lung cancer. It's already spread a lot and I'm dying, Jake.
Okay, I know this is supposed to be a serious moment, and I'm not trying to sound like an ass or anything, but you're telling me he managed to cough up some blood, have some x-rays taken, find out he had lung cancer, and is dying all in one day? Was healthcare in the 90s that amazing that they could find that out that fast? That's just not possible. I mean, are you kidding? They would take blood, run further tests, bounce you around to other specialists. I just think it would take a little longer than one day to come to this conclusion. Jake breaks the news to the group and decides he's done smoking. They then have a charity benefit in honor of Frank to raise money for cancer research that Frank doesn't even show up for because he probably just doesn't want to listen to their crappy music, but is still kind enough to tell Jake,
Play one for me. Oh!
so today we learned cool kids in leather coats are the ones who get addicted to cigarettes. 90s healthcare was able to diagnose everything in a single day. Tony wants to kiss Jake. Jake might have some abusive impulses. And even if she's right, Lorena is incredibly annoying and makes even me want to have a cigarette.
Get a hold of yourself.
Well, everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't yet, I would really appreciate your support. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.